How are you doing today?
I'm great.
I appreciate you being here. And I know a lot of questions have been asked, and some of the accusations have been just outrageous. I have a bunch of stuff I wanted to ask you about, but clarify. Your qualifications have been called into question because you did not father a black child. How many different HHS secretaries have had that privilege?
I've had the
It's a
privilege.
ridiculous question, isn't it? You know the answer? 0. Do you know how many Democrat-appointed HHS secretaries have had a medical degree?
I think there may have been, of the 26,
Nope.
there
0.
may-
0. Not a 1.
in history.
Yeah, not a 1.
I think there may have been 2 with medical degrees.
Yeah, there's a lot going on that your office is handling and doing so well, and we're so proud of. You know, we had, and I'm looking for this photo, we had a previous secretary who I asked questions about what was going on with the waste, fraud, and abuse. And I don't know if you recognize this. I asked Secretary Becerra the same question. What's going on at 14545 Friar Street in Van Nuys, California? Does that ring a bell to you at all?
No, I could guess. Why didn't you tell me?
We had over 100 different licenses for hospice.
For hospices?
Yep, right at this address. And we asked him what he was doing about it. Basically, nothing. Can you walk through what your office is actually doing on the waste, fraud, and abuse to make sure that we don't
We've
see this
already
happening
shut
again?
down 500 hospices in Los Angeles. And incidentally, we haven't had one call from Congress or anybody else about complaining because clearly these were fraudulent. A lot of these places, like you'd say, they'd have, they were just invented addresses. They would obtain patient identification, or they would pay people. They were going and giving people in poor neighborhoods flat screen televisions, $600, and then they would enlist them enroll them in the hospice, and we were paying them $6,000. And the interesting thing is, almost none of them ever died. Typically, they stay in a hospice is about 18 days. These people stayed forever. Nothing ever happened because they weren't actually there. They were just invented. And it was operated by certain foreign communities, a lot of Estonians and a lot of Armenians, and there's an incredibly great Armenian community in Los Angeles, and very few of them were involved in this, but the ones that were making hundreds of millions of dollars out of fraud and just stealing money from us. I think the cost has been about $5 billion.
And it's ridiculous. And I don't think a week goes by where your office is not uncovering further fraud. And what we're finding in California is now they're going after the people who are uncovering the fraud. They're actually trying to make it illegal for some of these journalists to even do their job and uncover it. They're not upset about the fraud. They're upset that it's being uncovered and your office is helping to do that. I had a ton of questions I wanted to ask you about affordability. You know how expensive health care is. Not health insurance, but health care. There's a big difference. But like on association health plans, what's your thoughts on that? And I know not everything is going to be within your purview, but what are your thoughts on making more competition in the marketplace?
That's what we need. We need outcome-based care. You need more HSAs. President Trump wants to take the money away from the insurance company. And so Obamacare was passed in the years after Obamacare was passed, the share price of the insurance companies, the share value went up 1,000%. It's still up 300% compared to about 150% for the S&P 500. And so they are making money hand over fist. And the American people who were supposed to benefit, their premiums have not gone down. They had the illusion that they went down slightly. President Trump is actually taking steps that will drive the premiums down and give better quality care to Americans.
I appreciate that very much. I yield back.